What makes someone unforgettable the moment they step on screen? Is it the look, the voice, or something you cannot explain but feel instantly? During Hollywood's golden era, certain celebrities did more than act. They commanded attention, shaped desire, and stayed lodged in the public imagination for decades. Halfway through this list, one name quietly proves that true appeal was never just about looks. It was about presence, timing, and a spark the camera could never let go of. Number 15. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was built like a leading man straight out of a studio blueprint. Tall, calm, warm smile, steady voice. When audiences watched him in Giant, they saw strength that felt reassuring rather than intimidating. He became the kind of star people trusted immediately. What made Rock Hudson so widely admired was not intensity. It was comfort. He felt approachable, even when playing powerful roles. Studios leaned into that image hard. Romantic leads, sweeping dramas, polished appearances. Everything about him said dependable charm. Behind the scenes, Rock worked relentlessly to maintain that presence. He trained his voice, posture, and movements to match the image audiences expected. Nothing was accidental. In an era when Hollywood sold fantasy, Rock Hudson became one of its most reliable dreams. His impact went beyond box office numbers. He defined what a leading man looked like for an entire generation. Tall didn't mean distant. Strong didn't mean cold. Rock Hudson proves that sometimes the most powerful appeal comes from making people feel safe, seen, and welcome just by being on screen. Number 14. Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall didn't chase attention. She owned it quietly. When she appeared in To Have and Have Not, audiences noticed her voice first. Low, confident, unhurried. She did not rush lines. She let them land. Her appeal came from control. Lauren didn't perform for approval. She looked straight ahead, unbothered, calm, and completely self-assured. That confidence was rare at the time, especially for a young actress. Hollywood tried to soften her. It never worked. She carried herself with maturity far beyond her years. Viewers felt like she knew something others didn't. That mystery became part of her legend. Lauren Bacall changed how presence worked on screen. She proved you did not need grand gestures to command attention. Sometimes, all it took was a look and the courage to hold it. Number 13. Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly brought energy that felt alive. When audiences watched Singin' in the Rain, they didn't just see movement. They felt joy in motion. Gene made performance look effortless, even when it was anything but. What made Gene Kelly so admired was his physical confidence. He moved like he trusted his body completely. Athletic, playful, expressive. He made dancing feel accessible instead of distant. Unlike other stars who relied on mystery, Gene relied on connection. His smile felt genuine. His enthusiasm felt shared. Watching him felt like being invited into the moment, rather than watching from afar. Gene Kelly redefined appeal by making it active. He showed that charm could move, leap, and laugh its way across the screen. His legacy proves that energy itself can be unforgettable. Number 12. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn arrived with momentum. From films like The Adventures of Robin Hood, he became the face of adventure. Fast talk, bold movement, fearless grin. Audiences felt excitement the moment he appeared. His appeal came from confidence that felt unrestrained. Errol moved like someone who believed the world would bend in his favor. That belief carried into every role. Viewers didn't just watch him, they followed him. Hollywood leaned heavily into that image. Daring roles, sweeping stories, heroic moments. Errol Flynn became synonymous with excitement itself. He represented a time when heroes felt larger than life, yet still human enough to cheer for. His presence made audiences forget the world outside the theater. Errol Flynn reminds us that sometimes desire is about motion, risk, and the thrill of the ride. Number 11. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly looked like elegance made real. When she appeared in Rear Window, audiences noticed her immediately. Calm posture, precise movements, effortless poise. She didn't demand attention. She attracted it. Her appeal came from refinement. Grace carried herself with quiet confidence. She felt composed, even in tense scenes. Hollywood framed her as the definition of class, and audiences believed it completely. What made Grace unforgettable was balance. She felt distant, yet warm, polished, yet human. That combination made her fascinating to watch. Grace Kelly became a symbol of timeless beauty, not because she tried, but because she never overreached. Her presence proved that restraint could be just as powerful as spectacle. Number 10. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren didn't just enter a scene, she grounded it. When audiences saw her in Two Women, they felt warmth, strength, and honesty radiating from the screen. She carried herself with confidence that felt lived in, not manufactured. Her appeal came from balance. Sophia blended elegance with realism. She smiled easily, stood firmly, and spoke with conviction. Hollywood often leaned toward polish, but Sophia brought authenticity. Viewers felt like she existed beyond the frame, like her characters had lives before and after the camera rolled. Studios quickly realized her presence could anchor any story. She made emotional moments feel real and joyful moments feel earned. That reliability turned admiration into devotion. Sophia Loren's impact was cultural. She redefined beauty as something grounded and powerful rather than distant. Her appeal wasn't about perfection. It was about presence. Sophia reminds us that true admiration grows when confidence meets sincerity. Number 9. Paul Newman. Paul Newman had a calm that pulled you in. When he appeared in Cool Hand Luke, audiences felt it immediately. Those eyes held attention, but it was his restraint that made him unforgettable. Paul didn't overplay emotion. He let silence speak. That quiet confidence created tension and connection at the same time. Viewers leaned forward without realizing it. Hollywood admired his consistency. Whether playing rebels or leaders, Paul brought honesty to every role. He never chased spectacle. He trusted simplicity. That trust paid off. His appeal felt timeless because it wasn't tied to trends. It was rooted in presence and purpose. Paul Newman proves that sometimes the strongest pull comes from knowing exactly when to hold back. Number 8. Cary Grant. Cary Grant made charm look effortless. From films like North by Northwest, audiences saw wit, grace, and precision. Every movement felt deliberate. Every line landed clean. What made Cary Grant so admired was control. He balanced humor with sophistication, confidence with warmth. He made complex roles feel light without losing depth. Behind that smooth exterior was discipline. Cary refined his timing, posture, and delivery to near perfection. The result felt natural because it was practiced. He became the standard others were measured against. Not flashy, not loud, just consistently magnetic. Cary Grant reminds us that lasting appeal often comes from mastering the details and making them invisible. Number 7. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor arrived with intensity. From a young age, films like A Place in the Sun showcased her striking presence. Her eyes alone told stories. Her appeal was dramatic. Elizabeth carried emotion openly, boldly, without hesitation. She didn't shrink moments. She filled them. Hollywood embraced that power. She became a symbol of passion and strength, commanding attention wherever she appeared. Viewers felt drawn into her world instantly. Elizabeth Taylor changed how presence worked on screen. She made intensity elegant. She made vulnerability powerful. Her legacy proves that being unforgettable sometimes means leaning fully into who you are. Number 6. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich challenged expectations just by standing still. When audiences saw her in Morocco, they sensed confidence that felt ahead of its time. She carried mystery without effort. Her appeal wasn't loud. It was deliberate. Marlene understood the power of restraint. A glance, a pause, a quiet confidence that refused to explain itself. Hollywood tried to define her. She stayed undefined. That refusal made her fascinating. Viewers couldn't look away because they couldn't predict her. Marlene Dietrich proved that allure doesn't always come from excess. Sometimes, it comes from knowing exactly what to withhold. Number 5. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner did not need to raise her voice to command attention. When she appeared on screen in The Killers, audiences felt it instantly. Confidence, warmth, and a presence that filled the frame without effort. She didn't announce herself. She arrived. What made Ava so admired was authenticity. She never felt manufactured. Her expressions were natural. Her movements were relaxed. Even when playing dramatic roles, there was a sense that she wasn't pretending to be someone else. Viewers sensed honesty, and that honesty created trust. Hollywood tried to polish her, but Ava's appeal came from refusing to be reshaped. She carried independence and strength that felt refreshing in an era built on strict control. She didn't move like someone asking permission. She moved like someone who already knew her worth. That confidence extended beyond the screen. Ava Gardner represented freedom, self-belief, and emotional courage. She wasn't flawless, and she never tried to be. That made her unforgettable. Her legacy endures because she reminded audiences that presence does not come from perfection. It comes from truth. Ava Gardner proves that admiration follows authenticity and that genuine confidence never fades. Number 4. James Dean. James Dean changed everything by doing very little. When audiences watched Rebel Without a Cause, they didn't see polish or control. They saw restlessness, emotion, and honesty. He didn't perform confidence. He revealed uncertainty. His appeal came from vulnerability. James felt unsure, intense, and searching. Viewers recognized that feeling immediately. He didn't talk down to the audience or impress them. He stood beside them. That connection was powerful. Hollywood had never seen someone like him. He resisted formulas. He resisted expectation. He didn't fit neatly into the studio system, and he didn't try to. That resistance became his strength. James Dean became a voice for a generation without planning it. He expressed emotions others felt but couldn't name. His presence felt modern, even in his own time. What keeps James Dean admired decades later is his humanity. In a world of fantasy, he felt real. He proved that quiet honesty can reshape an entire industry. Sometimes, doing less says more than doing everything. Number 3. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was presented as a dream brought to life. In Gilda, the camera adored her. Movement, timing, expression. Everything aligned with precision. She didn't just appear on screen, she transformed it. Her appeal came from adaptability. Rita became whoever the moment required. Elegant, playful, controlled. Audiences believed every version because she committed fully to each one. There was discipline behind the glamour. Hollywood shaped her carefully, crafting an image that defined an era. Viewers followed because she represented aspiration. Grace, beauty, and confidence blended into one unforgettable presence. But what made Rita truly lasting was effort. Her performances weren't effortless illusions. They were carefully built. Every gesture mattered. Every moment was intentional. Rita Hayworth's legacy shows how powerful image becomes when it meets dedication. She didn't just influence fashion or film. She influenced how presence itself was understood. When preparation meets talent, the result becomes timeless. Number 2. Clark Gable. Clark Gable felt inevitable. From the moment he appeared in Gone with the Wind, audiences accepted him as the standard. Confident, charismatic, completely assured. He didn't need to prove himself. He simply existed. His appeal came from certainty. Clark moved like someone who belonged anywhere he stood. His voice carried authority without force. That balance made him compelling. He felt dependable, and commanding at the same time. Hollywood shaped many stars, but Clark defined himself. Others followed his lead. He became the reference point, the example, the measurement. What made him endure was consistency. Audiences trusted him. They knew what he represented: strength without arrogance, charm without effort. Clark Gable remains admired because confidence paired with warmth never loses relevance. He didn't chase trends. He became one. Number 1. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe became a symbol larger than cinema itself. In films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, she captured attention with warmth, humor, and a presence that felt effortless. Her appeal was emotional. Marilyn felt approachable and sincere. Audiences connected instantly. She seemed iconic and human at the same time. That combination was rare. Hollywood tried to define her, but her influence escaped control. She became the face of curiosity, admiration, and fascination. People didn't just watch her, they felt her. What made Marilyn unmatched was balance. She combined vulnerability with confidence in a way no one else ever has. Strength and softness lived side by side. Marilyn Monroe remains unforgettable because she reminded audiences that connection matters more than perfection. And connection, once formed, never disappears. So now let me ask you again. Was it looks, confidence, or something deeper that made these stars unforgettable? The golden era didn't just create celebrities. It created presence that still echoes today. Tell us which name surprised you most. Share this with a classic film lover, and subscribe for more hidden Hollywood stories. Because sometimes, the past still knows exactly how to capture attention.